I'm Frances, and this is the Milk and Honey Kitchen, and today I'm making Willa's buckwheat flapjacks with triple berry sauce. I know that sounds like a lot, but basically we're making pancakes with some buckwheat flour and a really, really delicious sauce to go on top with maple syrup, raspberries, blueberries, and strawberries. And dads, take note, because this is the perfect thing to make for mom for Mother's Day. You can get the kids involved. It's an easy recipe. It's delicious, but also healthy, so mom won't feel any guilt. So let's get started. We've got a cup of all-purpose flour and a cup of buckwheat flour. And this is gonna make your pancakes a little dark, but that's okay, because once you have the syrup on top, it's no issue. Plus it's really, really nutritious, so she'll appreciate that. A teaspoon of ground cinnamon and a teaspoon of baking soda, and then a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. We also have 3 tablespoons of light brown sugar. Let's give that a stir. And if you've never used buckwheat flour before, it can be a little hard to find. You may have to just go to a natural health food store or order it online. That's what I often do. And then once you open it, actually keep it in the refrigerator. It's gonna last much longer in the fridge in cool conditions. Okay, so we've got the dry all mixed up. Let's set that aside and get the wet ingredients. So I'm gonna do 1 egg. I'm gonna whisk that first in case there are any issues with it. I can always chuck it, start over again. We have a teaspoon of vanilla, 1 3/4 cup of milk, and you can use really any milk that you like. You could use coconut milk, you can use almond milk. I have whole milk here today. A 1/4 cup of coconut oil. You could also use canola oil, but I like the flavor of coconut oil. Give it a whisk, and then get back to our dry ingredients here and make a little well in the dry ingredients, and you're gonna add the wet ingredients in 2 batches. Let's do the first one. And I don't know about you, but I don't have pancakes that often, so when I do have them, it's a real treat. And these are special. I think most of us, we're so time-starved, we usually make them from a mix. All right, so you've got the first one incorporated. You're gonna go with the second. So this is really like the time that mom would be sleeping in, getting her extra beauty sleep, while dad and the kids are whipping this together. Or she's pretending she's sleeping and really she's reading Us Weekly or something like that. So, okay, this is good to go. We're gonna set this aside and make the sauce. So we've got a cup of raspberries here. You could also use frozen berries. It's really up to you. You know, it kind of depends on what the season is and how much I want to spend, but right now, the berries are pretty nice, so I wanted to use fresh berries. So I've got a cup each of raspberries, strawberries, blueberries, and then I have 1/2 cup of pure maple syrup. And we're gonna turn that on medium heat. So I'm gonna give it a stir and then cover it and let it come to a simmer. Okay, so our sauce is simmering. I'm gonna give it a stir, and then you're gonna let it cook uncovered for about 8 to 10 minutes. And you can get started on your pancakes while the sauce continues to cook. I've got my buckwheat flapjack mixture here. It is kind of a thicker pancake mixture. If you prefer to work with a thinner dough, a thinner mix, just add a little bit of water or milk. But anyway, you're gonna use a 1/4 cup measure. This prevents that whole, like, you know, pancakes kind of bleeding into one big blobby pancake, so you can get nice, distinct pancakes. So 1/4 cup going into a hot pan. I've just used some vegetable cooking spray. You could also use butter in the pan if you prefer, but get that in there. And they're gonna cook for about 2 to 3 minutes until you start to see bubbles, and then you're gonna flip them. And you know, if you end up making a whole bunch of these and you've got a ton left over, you can freeze them. That's the great thing about them. And then when you need that nice hearty breakfast, it's waiting for you in the freezer. Okay, so about 3 in a 12-inch pan like this is what you're gonna be able to fit. So I think my sauce is done. I'm gonna give it a final stir here. It does tend to create a little bit of foam on top, so you can always skim that off or just let it cool. So I'm gonna turn it off and then add in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We want everything to taste really extra good because this is Mom's big day, or Mom's big day off. Okay, great. That one's gonna be good. Nice. Okay, great. So now they're gonna go for about another 2 minutes, and then you can transfer them. And I like to make a whole bunch at once and then cover them in foil and keep them warm until I'm ready to eat them. So here we are with our beautiful breakfast tray ready for Mom. We have our buckwheat flapjacks here, and I'm gonna pour on some of our beautiful, still warm triple berry sauce. And then because I'm Mom, I'm actually going to enjoy it. So let's pour on some of this beautiful sauce. Make sure we get some berries on there too. Ooh, that looks awesome. Okay, let's dig in. Yum, these look so good, and the sauce smells so good. You can actually save the sauce if there's any left and use it to put over yogurt or really anything. It's so good. Really good. Really makes the pancakes delicious. Thanks for joining me in the Milk and Honey kitchen. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.